we're gonna do tonight is make a FM transmitter with the contents of this bag and a manual. This is a make your own broadcast your podcast unit manual. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna prepare my copper board. What I need to have is one piece of copper board with 5 little squares on it. So I'm gonna cut off a strip and then I'm gonna cut 5 little squares. And eventually those 5 little squares will be put on here. I'm gonna glue the 5 copper squares to the main copper board with the super glue. I'm gonna get the 5 squares and drop them on the dots. There we go. And now we wait till it dries. So this was step 1 for the manual, is gluing the squares to the board. You can find a manual on www.broadcastyourpodcast.com. And we're now going to go to that was step 2. We're now going to go to step 3, winding the coil. For this we need the piece of copper wire and our 3.5mm plug 3 times plus a little bit extra, so it's nice and tight, and then we're going to fold the legs out. The coil now looks like this. Step 4 is we're going to cover all the squares in solder. This is going to make the transmitter building much more quick. Yeah. Well, then we're going to start with part number 1, which is the 10K ohm resistor. That would be brown, black, orange, brown. This one. I'll melt the solder on one square. And the next step is the 27K resistor, which is the red, violet, black, orange, brown. That one. Which goes between that one and that one. That was one. And the last resistor goes here. Then we're on to step 7. Soldering on the 10 PF capacitor. That's the one with the small head on it. And it has a 10 written on it. Here it says 10. You probably can't see it. No. Okay. It's going to go between there and there. Now these are the 200 UF capacitors. 100, I should say. This one goes on the same place as the first resistor. Next is the polarized capacitor, where we have a negative side with a big minus on it, and it also has a shorter leg, and we have a positive side which is not indicated on the thing, but this is negative. The negative side goes to the left. So we put it on like that. This is the variable capacitor. Bend the legs out. Now this middle leg goes on the square. Put on the coil. This one gets really hot when you solder it, so you want to not hold it with your hands. Next one is the battery clip, of which the red one goes to the square. This one. This is the 3.5mm plug plus cable through which the audio will come in. First we're going to strip it. Inside your cable are 3 or 2 wires. 2 of these you bind together. So the 2 center cables, this is basically right and left together, and the other one on its own. And you solder these to the board. This is the antenna, of which the plastic has been stripped off the last centimeter, so it can be attached. Yeah. So the last part we're putting on is the transistor, the BC337, of which the middle leg I've folded forwards towards the flat side, and the 2 other ones to the back, and the flat side goes there. It goes like this. I'll do this one last because it's the most difficult part. So now the transmitter is done. And I've made matchboxes that you can put them in. So you can put your 9-volt battery here. Good luck checking out www.broadcastyourpodcast.com.